Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Visalia. This is our morning meditation time. I'm Reverend Nan, and I'm here this morning to invite you to meditate with us until 10:15, and then we will have our meet and greet. We'll be back then. But in the meantime, as you take time for yourself to just be in that place of contemplation, I invite you to take this thought into your meditation while Kevin plays some beautiful music for everyone. So, this is our thought for today. The doing of good work in the world is a wonder to behold. And I'll be back and see you at 10:15. Oh, I hope that you enjoyed that wonderful music by Kevin, our pianist. He provides us every week with the most beautiful meditation music. So welcome back from your meditation. And if you're at home, this is the time when we do our meet and greet here in the center. But if you're at home, this is when you can get yourself a snack and a beverage and just relax and sit back for a wonderful service that we have planned for you today on this Labor Day weekend. Here we are in September already. So I'll see you again at 10:30, and just be ready for a wonderful time, and we'll be getting ready for everything here in the center. See you soon.
She works hard for the money, so hard for it, honey. She works hard for the money, so you better treat her right. She works hard for the money, so hard for it, honey. She works hard for the money, so you better treat her right. Oh, Netta there in the corner stand, and she wonders where she is. And it's strange to her, some people seem to have everything. 9 a.m. on the hour hand, and she's waiting for the bell. And she's looking real pretty, just to wait for her clientele. She works hard for the money, so hard for it, honey. She works hard for the money, well, you better treat her right. She works hard for the money, so hard for it, honey. She works hard for the money, so you better treat her right. 28 years have come and gone, and she's seen a lot of tears of the ones who come in. They really seem to need her there. It's a sacrifice working day to day for little money, just tips and pay. But it's worth it all just to hear them say that they care. She works hard for the money, so hard for it, honey. She works hard for the money, so you better treat her right. Already knows she's seen her bad time. Already knows these are the good times. Never sell out, she never will, not for a dollar bill. She works hard. She works hard for the money, so hard for it, honey. She works hard for the money, so you better treat her right. She works hard for the money, so hard for it, honey. She works hard for the money, so you better treat her right.
All right. Well, welcome everybody. That was our fabulous vocalist in our CSL Visalia band, Kevin on the piano, Phil on the bass, and Joe, our drummer, on the drums. And good morning and wild Sunday to you. We've got it going on in here. And for all of you at home, I welcome you. I'm Reverend Nan Bankston. I'm the minister here. And we've got a really nice service planned for everybody here and all of you who are out there in our virtual audience. And we're so grateful that you're with us this morning. This is Birthday Sunday. On the first Sunday of the month, we do the happy birthday song for everybody. So does anybody here have September birthdays? Oh, get those little hands up. Yeah. And a big shout out to my sister in Tennessee who has a September birthday. So this is for all of you out there also who have September birthdays. And for all of you in here, go ahead. Let's play it. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. To John. Yeah. And because it's birthday Sunday, we also have cake after the service. So for all of you here in the center, y'all get cake. I don't know what y'all are doing out at home, but you're on your own out there. However, if you are having a birthday, we wish you a wonderful birthday and a brand new, wonderful year of life ahead of you. So, this morning we have some announcements. I am really excited about this. Starting September 22nd, we're going to be having our advanced consciousness studies. Now, for those of you who are familiar, the former study was called the Practitioner Program, and it's a 2-year program where people who are called to serve as prayer practitioners in our form of affirmative prayer have a 2-year program with many prerequisites to begin with, that then they go through the 2-year program and become licensed professional practitioners. This time, our education department at Centers for Spiritual Living has created a change in the program because many people wanted to take advanced consciousness studies, but they really didn't want to go on to be professional prayer practitioners. So this affords a person who has met some of the criteria, and you can contact me for that, to be able to take this 1 year, it's really 3 terms of 9 weeks to do advanced consciousness studies, and it's a 27-week activity. So if you want any information, there's a flyer over there. You can contact me directly about it if you think that's something that calls to you, just to continue your expansion of your consciousness. Very exciting shift in our education process. And the One Hope Choir, which is not here today because it's a holiday weekend, and our choir director, Hope Garcia, is in LA with her mom and her sister who came from New York for the holiday. They will meet next Sunday instead. And it's always right after service, so if you want to sing with the choir, just be here, and even if you're out there, you come on down now, and we'll have you singing with Hope and everybody else in the choir. And they do, I think they're going to be doing something here maybe the 3rd week in September. So we'll see. Stay tuned for that. And now, of course, we know that Marjorie Brandon, who was co-founder of the Marjorie Brandon Art Gallery that is in our center, has made her transition, and we're having her celebration of life here on September 24th at 6 p.m. It's probably going to be really, really filled with a lot of people because Marjorie was very busy in arts, and she taught for many, many years here in Visalia, so it'll be a big event. And of course, we want everybody to come and celebrate her transition and her next greatest yet to be. And the Explorers group, which ordinarily would meet today, will be meeting next Sunday because it's holiday weekend this weekend, and some folks were out of town. Now, the Explorers group, and they look at all sorts of very interesting things. They kind of focus on Christian history and what's real and what's not, and how things work there. They're always exploring, which is why they're called the Explorers. And our head explorer, Evelyn is here. So if you want to get more information on that, you can talk to her right after service. It's a very interesting group. There is no topic that is off limits in that group. They peruse and investigate and get into all sorts of information. It's a wonderful thing, yes. There's lots of information there. So now it's time. We're all set with our announcements, and it's time for our inclusivity quote. Now, our inclusivity team meets on the first, it meets always on Monday, but not tomorrow because it's a holiday. And we meet from 2 to 3 in the afternoon. And the focus has been on focusing on inclusivity and honoring diversity. We are an all-inclusive spiritual tradition. Our faith tradition is a philosophy of faith and a way of life, and we welcome everyone from all walks of life, all genders, all races, all everything. Everyone is welcome here. Because we believe there's only one creative power, and it's in all of us, and we're all one, and that's all there is. So the inclusivity team every week finds a new message, a new thought to go with the theme. And this week, our member Bobby Levine selected this quote, and it's from Howard Thurman, who was an author and theologian and a very active civil rights writer and leader. And also Howard Thurman colleges now, I think, are quite prominent. Anyway, the quote is, "Don't ask yourself what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes you come alive. And then go do that. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive." So, And now it's time for our practitioner, Janice Lehman, to come up and do our affirmation for the week and then give us an affirmative prayer to get this thing going here. Thank you, Janice.
Before I read the affirmation, I just want to tell a little story. I'm not bragging on myself. What this story is about is how we can do something for people and we don't even know how much we meant. So I was eating lunch the other day in a restaurant, and the waitress came up to me and said, "Someone is buying your lunch." And she didn't say who was buying my lunch, and I thought, whoa, who's buying my lunch? So I go through all the people that I think could be buying my lunch. I didn't see any of those people. So then finally the waitress came up and said, well, she didn't know who it was, but so-and-so did. So then this man, very handsome man, big guy, comes by and he says, "It's Jaime. Jaime bought your lunch." So I went back and saw where Jaime was and had a wonderful talk with him. And what was so fabulous about that is that I had absolutely no idea that I had had an impact on him. And it was really interesting because his friend, and I'll have to say that Jaime now is a contractor, and his friend was working for him, which I thought was, whoa, impressive. But what was really interesting about the whole thing is he told his friend, "That woman did so much for me." So his friend said, "Well, buy her lunch." So whether someone buys your lunch or not, just remember what you do makes a difference in the world. And now I will have the quote. "The doing of good work in the world is a wonder to behold." And let's say that together. And think about yourself when you do that. Think of all the good work that you do not give yourself credit for. The doing of good work in the world is a wonder to behold. So it is. And now I would like to do an affirmative prayer. When I think about the good work that I do, and I know that each of us do, I know that it is Spirit working through us. And as we allow that to happen, as we allow Spirit to guide us, we are truly making a tremendous difference in the world. And I now claim for everyone who is at this service today, either here in presence or online, that you are more aware of the power that you have, that you can embody to truly make the world a better place. So grateful to know this, to have this knowledge that each of us has the ability to create a world together that works for all. I release my word knowing that it is already so. And we say together, and so it is. Okay, and I will be available after service for a prayer if you would like one. So thank you, and we're going to hear more about how your working makes a difference all day.
And now this time, y'all get to sing, and the words are going to be up there, and just get after it, because you know the things that we sing, the things that we say, create what we truly are and who we are and how we work in this world.
God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. Joy is my source. Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. Peace is my source. Peace is my power. Peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Peace gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. One more time. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, everybody. Well, my goodness, you know, here in our faith and philosophy, we believe it doesn't really matter what we call that infinite power, that infinite love, that divine intelligence. So whatever word you like to use, it's a good word. It's all perfect. Well, welcome again. Here we are. And you know, the thing that I forgot to ask is if anybody was new here today. And yes, we do. So wonderful. Welcome home. We've been waiting for you. All right. It's always nice to have new folks here. We really, truly enjoy it and love it. It is a little sparse here today. You know, this is a big holiday weekend, Labor Day. It's the last big blowout before the snow and ice and everything that happens here in the valley settles in. So, you know, we got to get out and get after it while we can. Well, welcome to September. Here we are in the midst of Labor Day weekend, and our theme for this month is Living Everyday Wonder Relating to Work. Now, all year, our theme has been living everyday wonder and really seeing in life all of the wonder and awe that is available to us when we get lost in things that seem so much bigger than the truth of what is going on in that creative world. I really found this to be an interesting topic for this week because ideally, work is an extension of one's passion for the world. Yet, for many, work often seems to be related to whatever needs to be done to make a living. And many folks just keep on working so they can retire. And once retired, there may be a sense of vacancy or a loss of purpose, especially if we've identified our personal worth and value with that work. Now, we start out as kids being attracted to some kind of work that we see others doing. And Matt Kahn tells his own experience in his book, The Universe Always Has a Plan. He writes, "When I was in kindergarten, we were asked to draw a picture of what we wanted to be when we grew up. I hadn't given it much thought, and I just drew the first thing that came to my mind. And apparently, it was so distressing that my teacher had to call my parents. So they were called in for a meeting, and when they arrived, my teacher showed my parents the pictures that other kids drew, like a fireman, an astronaut, even the president. And then she pointed to my picture and asked, 'What do you make of this?' And so I was called in from recess and I was there, and as I was standing before my teacher and parents, when they asked me what that is, I said, well, when I grow up, I want to be a garbage man. And my folks said, why the garbage man? And without even missing a beat, I said, because they only work on Fridays. And my teacher and my parents were doing their best to hold back their really tender laughter as my mom informed me, no, Matthew, they only work on Fridays on our street. And so I thought about it for quite a long moment, and then I said, well, forget it then. I'm going to find another source of work. So, we grow up. The idea is to have a career, and it didn't always matter if it was something that you enjoyed as long as you excelled at it and you were financially secure, right? We had to be making it and getting it and buying more stuff, too. Some of us were fortunate enough to find something that we really enjoyed. And the few who followed their passion sometimes succeeded, but not always. And that stigma of failure associated with not excelling at your career is really, really unpleasant at best. So for the most part, the idea of work being a spiritual practice was and still is a pretty foreign concept. Yet work is perhaps the most significant block of time that we allocate in the living of our lives, if you think about it. Now, whether it's a task or a call, we give more of ourselves to work than any other aspect of life. As spiritual beings, it might be worth considering how to shift our perspective and bring wonder into our work. Then the work we do also contains less obvious spiritual elements of meaning and meaningfulness, good and goodness. And it's about more than a result or an outcome. So this month is an invitation to embark upon an adventure in the spiritual practice of finding the good in the work that we do. And we do this through being aware of everyday wonder. Everything that we do, we can see that everyday wonder in every task, every project, every widget, every design, conversation, whatever it may be. And by taking every opportunity to do all the good that we can do, we begin to see the difference. So let's consider the skill, the gift, and the talent that shows up in us. Now, how we understand our innate goodness shows up in how we work, and even more so in what we produce or call into being. The discovery of the wonder of work as a spiritual practice is the outcome, the result, and the measure of improvement upon which our achievements stand. So are we really interested in our work, or are we just slugging through it? I spent many years slugging through it myself. I was successful in a number of things, but I was still slogging. It wasn't my passion. Eric Butterworth notes, there is no interesting work except where an interested person invests interest and enthusiasm in the tasks at hand, whatever they may be. Now, perhaps we also can consider how work applies to all of us, whether we are gainfully employed or not working in some sort of employment at all. And how does that fit in with living everyday wonder? Well, what is work? A place, a task, the grind, a job, a function, or merely a means to the end. Work is doing that which encompasses mental or physical effort that's expended to achieve a purpose or result. Now, wonder is a feeling of amazement, blended with self-esteem caused by something beautiful, unexpected, unfamiliar, or inexplicable. Wonder creates a state of awed admiration or respect. Often, work is the thing that brings us closer to desired achievements when we look at it through eyes of wonder. So where can wonder and work take us? Well, consider this notion. I bet that anybody in this room and out there has had at least one performance evaluation, review, Are you doing your job right? Well, what if proficiency in work was rooted in wonder as the standard operating procedure? The work instruction, the policy, and the guideline. What if the way to achieve the elusive is to begin in a state of wonder and awe about everything? What if, instead of knowing all the answers, we lean into asking more questions? It is from our starting place, whether it's the kitchen table or the desk, the time clock, the coffee pot, even the parking lot, that we bear witness to the transcendence of the same old thing, the routine, and the usual being born again without the fear of failure, because we see it as a new opportunity. Wonder is the way, I think. Reverend Scott Aubrey notes that although we are of a spiritual nature, we have been placed in a physical dimension and we have our fair share of troubles. And while we are living a spiritual life, it is holy work to attend to the business of this world. We can bring great meaning to all that we do, including sustaining our families, loving our friends, taking care of our bodies, taking care of the planet, and doing our work is love made visible. All of it is a noble and saintly activity, for the ground on which we walk every day, every step, is holy. Wonder is the prolific professor that invites the world to dare to dream, but for a moment. Langston Hughes said, "Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken-winged bird that cannot fly." I love that thought. And you know, we're not taught to really hold on to our dreams sometimes. As we become aware of our true nature, our spiritual origin, and the divine nature within us, we may begin to ask ourselves, what if wonder is actually the work itself? If alive and well, wonder celebrates each nuance, each grace, each surprise, and we start to appreciate and accept only the extraordinary, the uncommon, and the unusual. We yearn for the good of ourselves to be known and shown to others. And we work for the better and hope that the holiness of possibility is the goodness that prevails. Wonder is the only way. To wonder is to infuse our questioning and our thinking with a spiritual aspect of possibility. Now, we teach that in the divine, the spirit, God, whatever, universal intelligence, that there is only infinite possibility. Machado, the Spanish poet, penned this thought: "Wayfarer, there is no way. We make the way by walking." So no matter what the work, the task, the project, or the calling, wondering should occur through every day of our life. It can be applied to the great, the small, the substantial, and the mundane, always. The voice of wonder calls us out from among the crowd, not because we know all the answers, but because we aren't afraid of the space that questions and questioning creates. And you know, that's pretty much what our Explorers group does. They question, they create a space, they stay open to information and, let's just look at this. If we did that in every aspect of our life, can you imagine? But we're kind of taught to just, yeah, that's it, that's where the focus is. You know, sometimes the tasks of this life may seem overwhelming. Still, the reality is that it is our to do, to wonder about everything, to see more of the divine design and bring forth the inspired image of humanity to this life, and to allow ourselves to recognize we are connected with all life and we belong to one another. With the light of wonder before you as a guide, I invite you to explore what your work is in this world. even if you're retired. You never know the kind of things that you can bring forth through the creative intelligence within you. I invite you to allow the mystery and the magic of everyday wonder to reveal itself in your work. So whether you're considering assisting a friend with a ride to an appointment, working in co-creative teams, or developing huge corporate projects, may the revelation of everyday wonder allow you to surrender the box, the pattern, and the rules of life that you have bound and anchored. Wonder? Wonder is the cost of admission to a more authentic way of being, belonging, and behaving in the workplace, and everything we do in life by empowering us to connect the dots of meaning, sharing, and relationship. A more important perspective is the imaginative space, the words, I wonder, and what that can reveal for individuals participating in any work in life or any life activity. Whether professionals or engaged in tasks in anything, the key is for each of us to wonder for ourselves. May all your work, whatever it may be supported by the everyday wonder of work. So this week, I invite each of us to consider living in wonder with all the activities that we might engage with here when we consider work. And as Dr. Ernest Holmes said, our founder of our philosophy and faith, he said, let's begin right where we are and go from there. And as we do, let's remember the words of Khalil Gibran, who writes, when we are work, we are a flute through whose heart the whispering of the hours turns to music. Let that music illuminate your life with greater joy, and love is sure to prevail. And so it is. So as always, I just want to offer a little prayer here to put it on the end of the package, then we'll have some music. So, knowing that there is only one infinite presence, whatever we may call it, God, Spirit, the universe, divine, anything, Allah, Buddha, doesn't matter. All names are the one. Knowing that this is so, I just invite each of us in our hearts to bring whatever we believe right to the forefront of our consciousness so that we may consider that divine intelligence and that infinite wonder that is always in everything by design. We have only but to look at all of creation to see the wonder in it. The tiny hummingbirds, the orchids, the mountains, everything that has been created is filled with the wonder of that divine intelligence and love. And as we look deeply into that, we can see that within ourselves, and we can bring that wonder to everything that we do in our daily lives, whether we're working 9 to 5 or whether we're helping people in different ways, or simply working with ourselves to create that within us, which is a greater connectivity to that wonder and awe of that divine intelligence and love that exists within the very center of our being. So I just know that each and every person is blessed as they pursue this wonder, as they become aware, and as we become more conscious. For I know that as each and every one of us do that, we do, as Janice affirmed, we do create that world that works for all. And so I am filled with such gratitude and gladness knowing that this is so. And so I simply release my word and let it be, knowing that it is already done, for the law always says, yes, my beloveds, yes. And so it is. And we got more music. So, roll them.
tumble out of bed and I tumble to the kitchen, pour myself a cup of ambition and yawn and stretch and try to come alive. Jump in the shower and the blood starts pumping. On the street, the traffic starts jumping with folks like me on the job from 9 to 5. Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living, barely getting by. It's all taken and no given, they just use your mind and they never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. 9 to 5 for service and devotion. You would think that I would deserve a fair promotion, want to move ahead, but the boss won't seem to let me. Swear sometimes that man is out to get me. They let you dream, just watch them shatter. Step up on the boss man's ladder, but you got dreams he'll never take away. You're in the same boat with a lot of your friends, waiting for the day when your ship will come in and the tide's gonna turn, it's all gonna turn your way. Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living, barely getting by. It's all taken and no given, you're gonna move ahead, and there's nothing that you can't do when you listen to that little voice inside you. 9 to 5, you've got passion and a vision, 'cause it's hustling time. A new way to make a living, gonna change your life. Do something that gives meaning, and with your life that is worth your dreaming.
Oh, I tell you what, we are blessed with some of the best musicians and voices in this town, in this county, in this whole state, probably in the world, I think. Well, this is the time that we do our conscious giving affirmation, and we talk about conscious giving as the, some people say, oh, pass the collection plate, we're going to do the offering. Well, it's not about an offering. This is about the divine flow of abundance that is reciprocal in the nature of source. What we receive, we send out, and it comes back 100-fold or more. So we know that divine abundance is always, always, always moving through our existence, through our lives. And I am so grateful for all of the gifts that are given here, the conscious giving that occurs that supports the center, because we do good work here, and we have things that have to be taken care of, just like everybody in their homes. So I know that always there is great support through the pure love of spirit that flows through every person that provides their conscious gift to this center to keep us going. And for this I am so grateful. So very grateful. And abundance isn't just about money. And this is really important. Abundance is about abundant living. It's about living in joy and living in peace and living in delight and seeing everyday wonder wherever we go, whatever we do. So that's abundant living. Whatever you're doing, live abundantly. I guarantee you the rewards are astronomical. So I receive these gifts, and I am incredibly grateful for all of them. I bless them because I know that they are from the love of pure spirit, moving through each and every person here and for everyone at home. And for those of you who are at home, we forgot our prosperity affirmation, didn't we? Oh, well, let's bring that sucker up, because this is what we would have done. I have to apologize. It's been a bit of a week for me, but anyway, I'm here, we're doing this. So let's just do this now that we've done this. And for all of you out home, you can go to our website to donate, or you can send anything that you would like, checks, money, not just, old socks or whatever, in the mail, to the address that's on the bottom here, because some people don't like to use electronic devices to give money over the internet, and I do understand that. Let's just, now that we've done our gifts, let's just say this as affirming our prosperity. My shared prosperity is a demonstration of my wonderful good work. And so I just bless these gifts, and I am so grateful for each of them, knowing that they are through the love of pure spirit that comes through each and every person here and out where you are. And I know they do good work here in this center. They do good work in our community, and they do good work in the world. And I bless them knowing that they return to the giver beyond 100-fold. And so it is. Well, now we get to this fun part. For those of you who haven't been here, it's a trip. So we usually get down and we form a circle. And if you want to hold hands, you can. And if you don't want to, you don't have to. You know, we've got safety and all those things concerned. So we sing the peace song together. And the words will be up on the screen. I'm going to just go ahead and slide in here. The words will be up on the screen so you can see them. Okay, let's cuddle up here. We'll just snuggle on in. All right, roll them. Hit it, boys. You'll be able to see the words on the screen if you want to sing. Now there is peace on earth. I know it begins with me. Now there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me, and this is the moment now. With every breath I take, this is my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Now there is peace on earth, and it has begun with me. Alrighty, and now we finish this. You like that? This was wonderful. So we got a little bit of a small thing here. Everybody move back just maybe, 6-10 inches, something like that. Because I start moving around in here and it gets scary. So we do this little thing when we close our service, and for those of you who are familiar and those of you who are not, I do a little saying, and then everybody else gets to repeat it after me. So if you're in the mood, you may repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
It is this thing called life.
It is this thing called life.
Now, life is in my body.
Life is in my body.
And life is in my mind.
Life is in my mind.
Oh, and it's in the body of my affairs.
It's in the body of my affairs.
Now I think it. Yep, I think it. I feel it. Oh, and I love it. Thank you, life.
Thank you, life.
Have a wonderful week.
Thank you.